office, I like the most our own office because it tells a story of growing. So the idea of opening or getting closer to China must have been taken long before I have entered the company. I remember when I was studying at the end of the 90s, I was reading an article in a German magazine from HVP, and some shareholder at that time wrote about China, and I remember that made me very curious. And I get in contact with Chinese projects in the 2002, 2003, 2004, when then I also know we had been successful in China. And we made the decision to open a real physical office with people permanent there 2006, with the double success on winning a German client who went to China with a project to be built, and a big competition that was won by a German-Chinese team at that time.
The Asian Pacific headquarters of Henkel in Pudong.
The hardest challenge is that if you're coming from a leading company from Germany, in Germany people know you and trust you, and you have an advantage of the name. But that does not count at all in China, because China is much bigger, and you have to start from scratch and earn your reputation yourself. You also need to build, and building costs some time. I would say there are 5 years where we only have virtual projects in China, and we need to promise quality, but we cannot show it yet. But now it's different, and we have it easier to communicate our understanding of quality, because we can see our buildings worldwide, also in China. Our methods for designing regarding longevity of the buildings, that requests a deep thinking, deep understanding of the team of what is longevity and what is quality. Also the client need to know what is quality if we want to achieve it. So usually clients who know something or have an interest in quality and longevity will find us as their architects. This is in China, as said, also different because it's more playful and more energy consuming process of designing at the beginning. So we are aware of that, and our team has also that structure, that we want to deal with Chinese clients with their request on speed. Our team is surrounded by key German designers, but the contact is made directly and in the country from a Chinese designer to a Chinese client. That speed up the process and avoid the time gap to Germany, and avoid also miscommunication. As we founded the Shanghai office, we found a trust of clients at a certain place. We want to work together with clients, and now we have a good number of trusted clients in Shenzhen. So it's the reality of the market that brought us here with a team, and it's also the curiosity, because in Shenzhen we can learn a lot. Shenzhen is a unique example worldwide where the dimension of architecture has, let's say, a critical dimension, a positively critical dimension that requests another thinking, how to make buildings, how to answer to space questions and to architecture questions. And there, worldwide architects can learn a lot, and it is very positive for us to be here to learn and to serve at the same time to the market and from the market.
And if I may add to this learning point, in Germany we have 7 offices. And why do we have 7 offices? Germany is so small. The reason is we need to be close to our clients, we need to be close to the local authorities, we need to be close to the market and understand the market. And if you understand the market, you know that A and B might want to do C, And that is an important point in a small country like Germany, to be right in the market with a good understanding. And then of course we have in each of those locations a guy who speaks Bavarian in the southern part of Germany, or a guy who is from Hamburg and knows the area there. And I think here we're still a little more the foreigner. We're Germans, and we have with our Chinese local architects the same opportunity to get closer to the market and get closer to the understanding of what the expectations is. But it is a process that takes years to really be there.
Maybe not requirement. They still want to be surprised and impressed every day, and maybe every day even twice. But the professionality of the teams has increased a lot. The decision makers are still very the same as a decade ago, very well knowing about the worldwide market. But what is now very helpful is that also the management and the direct contact to our team, they know very well about worldwide quality, they know about decisions, they are very professional, and it is very nice to be on all levels in a similar dialogue.
And President Xi has proclaimed more quality than quantity, and not so much exaltation, more modesty, but more functionality. And I think that is something that works for us, because we are not the architects that are on the first page of a magazine. We have that more modest approach, and that plays for our expression of architecture what your president has proclaimed.
We have to adjust a little bit, because it's the method how we communicate and the relation to the client. In Germany, I would say the client is always very professional and knows a lot before starting the design about how the result should be, by his own research, but also by the building regulations. And it is part of following strict rules and bringing them together to art. In China, it is more a playful process, I would say. Many clients want to be inspired by the team of the architect and will find their decisions during that process. That requests a lot of friendly communication, a lot of understanding and exchange. So there is a very big difference in the relation of the person who is behind everything, that is the client, who wants something, and the conductor of the orchestra, what is the architect. That is a difficult question that starts at the beginning with the right clients find us, because the foreign designer with small companies, as we were, will not get the contracts about the control of the quality. I hope that may change, and that the contract rules of China allow us to be responsible by contract for the quality. At the moment, we need the cooperation with the client's team to guarantee that our plans that might be the most brilliant in the world and in the time will execute it like that. We have no teeth to bite, even we are tigers. We have started with 5 people, now we are 105. We might come to another level where we can serve in the same way as we do it in Germany, with the same kind of intense work and the same quality of plans and the same control. But there is also the need of a kind of opening of the contracts of China. Office, I like the most our own office, because it tells a story of growing. And in our, let's say, work for clients, I like very much a double twin tower. And in Pudong, you know, there are very high towers all together as a city crown with 600 meters, 300 meters, and how to compete with a 50-meter building and to these towers. And I think we have achieved it. It is a very nice project that serves to the users and brings the office spaces in the right position with the best view and the best scenery along the Huangpu River. I like very much the Pudong Soccer Stadium. I think this will be a very nice building with a human scale and with a everyday usability. Cultural building, I think you will be surprised when the Xi'an Liverpool University will about take its form in the next 2 years. This is a new typology of education building that combines public space quality with exposition of learning spaces. Refurbishment, we have end of last year finished a quite nice project. It's called Inbond project. It's a refurbishment of a former warehouse along the Huangpu River, and it's a very nice combination of keeping heritage buildings, keeping elements, structural elements with a modern office environment. Because as I said before, with the contract, we are not so much involved in the quality control. But if we have the interior design responsibility, that brings our team back, brings us closer to decisions about quality.